Do you want to know why your relationships are not as fun as they could be? And I'm not talking about just your intimate relationships. I'm talking about all your relationships overall. Why you don't have that many close friends, why you don't have that many people in your circle, so to speak. I want to highlight some aspects in your life that are probably causing you to not forge these strong relationships. First things first is stop being a hater. And I'm not talking about hating on other people. I'm talking about hating on yourself. You try to tell yourself that you're your biggest critic, but all you're really doing is hating on yourself by telling yourself that you can't do it. If you had this, you would be able to do it. It's impossible to do. And all you're doing is just feeling sorry for yourself and why you can't do it. Nobody wants that friend that's always throwing themselves a pity party. You're better than this. Stop being the biggest critic to yourself. Start being your biggest supporter. Cut your negative self-talk and be more forgiving towards your mistakes. Once you start being nicer to yourself, it just becomes way easier to be nicer to other people. Not everybody wants to be first in a race. Some people just like to run the race because they just enjoy running. Once you become that person that's not always so negative, it's just more pleasurable to be around you, and people will just gravitate towards that naturally. Another thing that I see too often in people is they get so defensive so quickly. It's just a disagreement. It's not the end of the relationship. Some people like the color red. I like the color blue. That doesn't make them better than me or me better than them. Do I think the color red's trash? Sure. Can I trash talk it? Sure. But it's not more important than the relationship. If we all liked the same thing, life would be boring. The fact that we have differences of opinion makes things kind of interesting. You like one thing, I like the other thing. The fact that you get so defensive just puts a wall between people, and then it just prevents you from connecting at a more intimate level. You can't forge that strong relationship if you constantly have a wall just because the other person likes the color red. I disagree with the people I love a lot, but the disagreement is not more important than the relationship. Sure, Messi's the greatest of all time, and Ronaldo's just second place, and Michael Jordan is better than LeBron. But who cares? Some of my friends feel the other way around, and it's not gonna stop us from being the brothers that we are. These people help make me who I am. I'm not gonna throw that away just because you like something different than I do. How do you ever plan to getting a strong relationship if you're just letting a small opinion destroy the whole thing? And while not all disagreements are like the examples that I said, because obviously those are very light and superficial, there's always a way to find a solution where we both say yes, right? It could just be, let's agree to disagree. That's simple as that. Or if the topic is too heavy, you just don't talk about it anymore and you just respect the other person's wishes. The relationship keeps going. Everybody wins. A simple way to get less defensive is catching the things that trigger you on and put you on that defensive side. Maybe you absolutely love red, and man, if anybody says that blue is better, you're ready to fight. Well, catch that. It's just an opinion. The faster you catch these triggers, the easier it is for you to just put them aside, actively just listen to what the other person's saying, and just take it for what it is. Just an opinion. It's not in the end of the world. I have friends that randomly just hit my phone up on what I like to call shit on Brian moments, where they just out of nowhere grab something that I like. Let's say, for example, I think Messi's the GOAT. I'll just randomly get texts on why Messi's trash and all this shit. And man, I just get a great kick out of it. It's just hilarious to me because that's all they're trying to do. They're just poking fun at me. It's not like they mean anything by it. They're not trying to rile like I'm not trying to get hype off that, get all riled up for it. Nah, I just get a good laugh, and it usually makes my day better. I'm not gonna end a relationship over a difference of opinion. That's just ridiculous. And when it comes to those more serious topics, while my opinions aren't perfect, it's nice to know that I have a group of people around me that they're trying to make themselves better every day. And one of the ways they hold me accountable is by poking holes in my argument. The more holes there are in my argument, or in my opinion, the easier it is for me to actually look at my opinion and be like, look, maybe the color red really isn't the color that I should be going with, and maybe I should be going with blue. That's just how I see it. You could do it too instead of getting all defensive. And it works out for everybody. And the last thing I'll say is believe in yourself. And while we all know that self-belief is absolutely important and we've all heard it before, what people miss to say is self-belief is absolutely crucial to how other people view you. We all understand that it's a positive trait to have, but the lack of it is a negative trait, and people feel it. When you believe in yourself constantly, you radiate that positivity and that confidence, and people want to be around that. The lack of self-belief also hinders your own growth. It prevents you being the best version of yourself. And when you start looking at every obstacle in your life as a massive hurdle or something impossible to do, people can tell because you're just always giving up. Shoot, you could probably tell. You see this thing and you're just like, gosh, like that's so much work I got to do. But when you start looking at these things as fun challenges and you make things a little bit more exciting, like, all right, I gotta take these steps down, little milestones, count them, and just constantly have a positive mindset as you're pushing towards your goals, people feel that fun vibe and people want to be around that. Something simple that could help you start now, if you don't think you can start now, is start counting your small wins, right? Don't look at the big long-term goal, or don't start counting your things from the negative aspect. And here's two examples real quick. Let's say you want to lose weight, right? You want to start exercising and you want to start going to the gym. Instead of telling yourself, I want to go to the gym 5 times a week and poo-pooing on yourself every single time you miss a day, go to the gym. If you went to the gym once a week is better than none. 0 times a week. Just like if you eat healthy 1 time a day during the week, it's better than you didn't do it at all. So instead of telling yourself, damn, I ate like trash all week except for Monday, tell yourself, hey, I ate good at least Monday, right? You ate healthy Monday. Next week, if you're up to it, you can add Tuesday to the schedule, and there you go. And you start measuring it from the positive end, and it just makes it easier to stay on track of your goals because you're just looking at the positive side of things. And at the end of all of this, the biggest takeaway would probably be you'll start to accept the fact that when you start a new endeavor, when you start, let's say, chasing your dreams on something, you know that you're gonna fail probably the first time or the second time or maybe even the third time, but eventually you'll get it because every single one of those steps was a little fun challenge to you, right? And you only have to make it 1 time. The moment you succeed 1 time, that's absolutely life-changing already. And all of these things, you just will naturally want to share it with everybody. We all like sharing our success stories with the people that we're closest to. And when you are just literally oozing with just this positivity, people just want to gravitate towards you all the time. And that's something that will help you in the short run, it'll help you as an individual. But in the long term, when it comes to your relationships, just people will want to be around you. You will be that person that people will just naturally want to go to for just either comfort or inspiration, or even when they're feeling down, they know that you are that positive light. So these are just a few things that you could probably change in your life if you're looking at them that would probably help you just be that better friend or be a better partner even. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. It's Brian Syke. Catch you guys later.